Welcome everyone. Really excited for you to be with us today. You finally made it. Welcome to our WRTU Workforce Accelerator orientation. Just want to set a couple ground rules. If you can keep your mics muted at all times, at the end, we will have an opportunity for you to ask all the questions that you need. This session will not take a full hour, but I wanted to make sure that each and every one of you on the call had an opportunity to ask questions at the end. So without further ado, we're going to get started on this presentation. All right, why is this so important for you to be here today? Two things: communication and parent and guardian enrichment. All right, we want to make sure that you, the guardian and parent, has all the information you need to know about our workforce accelerator and give us an opportunity to build some relationships with you today. And then secondly, we just want to educate you on the process because we recognize when parent and guardians are educated and they know what's going on, that there's a better buy-in from the entire family, but more importantly, the youth, because it shows a united front. So again, thank you, parents and guardians, for showing up today for your youth and letting them know that you care about their success. And you're letting us know that you care about their success. Today, you are hearing from the University Dean, Chris Williams. Thank you all again for trusting me with your family and your youth's journey and development as a young person. I don't take for granted this opportunity, given my background and all the things that I've had to overcome to authentically be myself. So to lead in authenticity with your young people is truly a blessing for me. And I wouldn't change anything for the world, but it wouldn't be without these two women right here giving me the opportunity to lead here at the Columbus Urban League. So to your left, that is our CEO and president of the Columbus Urban League, and she serves as our university president, Miss Stephanie Hightower. And then we have our vice president of the Columbus Urban League, who serves as our university's vice president, Mr. Neen Hooks. And they are the pillars of what we do. And if you see them in the community, please give them flowers where they're due. Because without them, we wouldn't have the resources, we wouldn't have the relationships, we wouldn't have the advocacy that you see now at the Columbus Urban League. So let's take a look back. For those of you on the call, your young person may not have experienced our space, our campus on 3443 Agler Road because they were the ages of 16 to 19. And when we first kicked off the program this past summer, we started at the Columbus Convention Center, and then your young person went to the work site. When we transitioned from the Columbus Convention Center, our 14 and 15-year-olds experience this space. So I just want to show you a video, quick video of what that looked like so you can know, and that your young person can know what this space could look like for them. So I'm going to go ahead and run this video. Enjoy. Sorry about that. Now, before we even get moving further in our session, I just want to give a few reminders on the documents that must be required before we start on December 9th. Okay, so after this session, you'll receive a handbook and policies for you to sign. So it'll be a virtual link. Okay, for those of you that don't have an Uprise payroll account or a Wisely card, and you're new to WRTU, which will only be a few of you all, you will have to complete that application, and we've probably already reached out to you to start that process. If not, you will be communicated to this upcoming week. If you already have been a part of the program, your Uprise card or your Uprise account will still be able to be used, and the Wisely card, you do not have to update or get a new one. Okay. And for our Alita application, which is our registration application for those that are very, very new, if you haven't already been communicated to start that application, someone will begin with you this week. Okay. And for those that are already in the program, you may have had a couple documents that have went missing or just need to be updated. Our staff has been in communication with you already, but we are going to make sure this week that we have all documentation needed to go through this program. All right. So next thing I'm going to talk to you all about is our experience in the phases. So we have a 4 phase. Earlier this year, there was 3 phases because we had yet to determine or get the approval to start our 4th phase. So we always start off in the spring with our plug prerequisites. That is through our registration process. So as young people are registering and getting enrolled, we assess them as if we're, a college campus. We are workforce readiness training university. We are the first HBCU in Central Ohio for teens. So we put them through prerequisites to see where their baseline knowledge is at, so we can better serve them through our summer program. And then we transition to our leadership summit, which is a 3 to 4 day experience at Otterbein University. We take 100 youth to that, and I was really excited to experience this past summer. And we actually had a young lady win the Leader of the Summit award, which was really phenomenal to see young Black women continue to thrive in this space. And I'm really excited, especially being a girl dad, for that opportunity. And then, as most of you know, our flagship summer work experience, where it's 6 weeks of paid training. So our 14 and 15-year-olds went through this schedule here of themed training, workforce training, and then our 16 to 19-year-olds, they went straight into the workforce. Went straight into the workforce. And now we're at a point in the fall where we want to help jumpstart our 16 to 19-year-old cohorts' careers and support them through high school graduation, given that in the next few months, life is going to change for a lot of our young people in our program. So we've hand selected 80 interns to go through this 14 session experience with us. And I'm really excited to share some of this information with you all. All right. So our start date at this campus will be December 9th, and our end date will be April 20th, 2024. There's only 14 selected Saturdays, so it's not every day. It's not every Saturday. So please take a deep breath. I wanted to make sure that there was enough breaks in between and that our staff also had enough breaks, given that we're going to have to flex some of our time to make sure that we are able to serve you all on the weekends. Okay. Arrival time is between 9:30 and 10. So please try not to drop your young person off or have them drive themselves, because they can drive themselves to our campus before 9:30, because my staff will be getting prepared and set up for the day. We have different vendors and different subject matter experts that may need to set up as well. So if you can have them dropped off at between 9:30 and 10, that'd be amazing. We do have a hard stop at 10 o'clock for punctuality. And it's just like clocking in and clocking out at a job. No, they won't get sent home, but it will be on their record that they were late to work. Clock in is at 10, clock out is at 3. Parents and guardians, please, please, please be there at 3 p.m. to pick up your young person, because we want to just make sure everyone is safe, and we don't want to just be hanging out in this area. As you'll notice, we are on Agler in Stelzer, so it's very busy, a lot of traffic, especially even near the bus stop. So we just want to make sure that youth are getting safely to where they need to go and not just hanging out in the area. And then I also too want to get my staff home back to their families respectfully. So our address is 3443 Agler Road. That's Columbus, Ohio, 43219. And we're really excited to share this space with you all this fall. All right, so just a couple of curriculum highlights. We are looking to support you all, you and your youth, in the Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal We have 2 industry recognized credentials that can help your young person obtain 9 credits towards graduation. We're going to touch a little bit with community service hours. Again, we always dive into people's personalities and career assessments. We definitely going to touch base on financial literacy, given the fact that we are paying out stipends and it's the fall season. So you got Christmas coming up, and folks are getting gifts, they're getting money, students are working extra hours. So we just want to make sure we support them and make sure that they're financially literate. We'll talk a little bit about our college and post-secondary admissions process, and then we'll dive into a little bit of leadership development in agents. And agents is a unique way we like to have redesigned and the language when it comes to mentors, right? Drake has a mentor, LeBron James, or not a mentor, Drake has an agent, LeBron has an agent, and these folks help their busy lives. And we understand that language is really important with our young people. So to tell a young person you have a mentor, oftentimes that might be an older adult or someone that they feel is above them, but when they can make a reference to celebrities and we let them know that they're in the driver's seat with that relationship, we get a little bit more buy-in. So they'll learn a little bit more about that during our 14 sessions. Here's our 14 session schedule. You'll see that there are some breaks in between. You'll see some things that are clumped up together. Okay, so we start off with college admissions. The second session, we'll do a career day. All right, and we'll expose our youth to the 5E model. So we have entrepreneurship, we have enlistment, we have full-time employment, we have emergency services, such as EMT, firefighter, police, and then we have enrollment in trades. Okay, then we'll take our Christmas break, come back top of the year, and we'll hit our financial literacy and account creation with Adelphi. It's a Black-owned bank here in Columbus, and we'll introduce our community service challenge. We'll take a break, and then we'll have 3 Saturdays in a row. All right, so we're doing 3 Saturdays in a row because these are certifications, and studies show, and the experts that we are in partnership with have let us know that in order for our young people to retain this information and pass the test or the exams for the certifications, that they need to have this information back to back to back. Given that we're not going every day throughout the week, it's one Saturday and then a week in between. So we just want to make sure that they have consistent re-engagement with the material. And then we have another break, and then we go into our customer service certification, which will take 6 Saturdays in a row. All right. And then we'll go through our spring break, which is in alignment with Columbus City Schools, because that's where majority of our young people are going to school. We'll come back from spring break and we'll work on our LinkedIn profiles and personal branding. Really cool thing about this is that the LinkedIn profiles will be connected to our Columbus Leagues, Columbus Urban Leagues LinkedIn. So when employers or people in the community are coming to our site, they'll be able to navigate through your young person's LinkedIn profile, and there may be an opportunity for some type of work that comes out of there, some type of rich relationship that can help be the catalyst for your young person's dreams, goals, and aspirations. We'll take one more break, okay, and then we'll have our graduation and community service challenge. So really excited about this schedule. And yeah, so if you want to screenshot this, we'll also be sending this to you all with the handbook and policies. But I know some people like having that information day of, so you can go ahead and take a screenshot of that real quick. All right, so few benefits, and I think the biggest one, as we've highlighted in yellow here, is that the value of these 2 certifications not only gets your young person 9 points towards graduation, but these certifications cost about $10,000 that is free to them. All right. And these certifications are going to make them more competitive amongst their peers, and it's going to allow them to start off at entry-level jobs with those certifications at about $20 an hour. All right. And data shows that in order to even have a 1-bedroom apartment, which we want our young people to be able to move out and have a place of their own and feel like they can sustain their livelihood, they need at least $17 an hour. All right. So we just want to make sure that we're aligning with the times. Okay. And as you can see, there's some other benefits to this program, but I really wanted to highlight the value of our certifications, because even though we're giving out and your young people have an opportunity to earn up to $1,500, there's nothing that can compare to having certificates that advance you in the workforce. Okay, so please, please, please stress to your young person that these certifications are expensive, but they also too are free to them and are going to help them in tremendous ways moving forward. All right, so I just want to touch a little bit about the Ohio Means Jobs Readiness Seal. Some of you all may have seen this, but this has been a graduation requirement for Ohio graduating seniors. All right, and we focus on 11 of these 14 domains, or what we really know as in generic languages, professional skills. Right, so you have career management, punctuality, learning agility. How fast do they learn? Professionalism, work ethic. These are 11 that we're focusing on. Some of your youth may already have a handful of these validated through other partners or employers or teachers at their school. So this is a community effort, and if you already have this form, we will be asking of your youth to get this during our 14 session so that we don't have to create a new form, but we can just continue to work off the one that they already have. And these are the ones that we can help validate for your young person. All right, so next thing we're going to get into is our credentials that we are offering. The first credential that we're offering is the IC3 digital literacy. Okay. And this is essentially the foundation of any type of tech job. All right. As we know, it's 2023 and a lot of jobs, no matter, the scale, the size, there's some type of tech component, right? Whether it's even if it's just basic computer literacy. How do I send an email? How do I even navigate the internet? Right. But then it goes a little bit deeper into operating systems, hardware and software and other networks. All right. And with this certification, once they complete this, these are the type of careers that they can tap into. All right. Real estate, educational assistance, right? Small business owner. All these jobs have some type of tech or some type of foundational principles with technology and computer literacy. All right. And these are the careers that they can find entry level opportunity in, again, making about $20 an hour. All right. Our second credential that we're offering is our Rise Up Customer Service Retail. All right. We are really intentional about this one because we know that our young people are in a lot of customer service and a lot of people facing roles, just given their age, their network, the experience on their resume. So we just want to make sure that we are helping grow the skills that they already have and being able to be a dynamic colleague, worker, and being able to communicate with all types of people in the workspace. So I'm really excited about this specific credential. I didn't even know there was such thing as a customer service credential because I would have gotten one when I first started my career, because my first job was working at a cubicle talking to people on the phones. And, I really didn't know how to do it. So I really would have benefited from this because I had a huge learning curve coming out of high school, communicating with adults. All right. Next thing we're going to talk about. Oh, and here are some of the careers that they can get with this customer service retail. All right. Look, library assistant. I know just from speaking with folks at the Columbus Library that those jobs are starting off at 50 plus K. All right. You got community outreach specialists, right? You have flight attendant. I fly all the time. I think it's really cool. And I love engaging with flight attendants, but they make a decent amount of money and a lot of, and not more, and not just money, but all the perks that they get, the free flights, the free food, being put up in hotels, things of that nature, traveling the world, right? Or traveling the country, right? This certification can help them get entry level exposure and access. All right. I want to talk a little bit about our pay schedule. All right. Because it's not going to be on a 2 week, it's not going to be on a 2 week rhythm. All right. So there's 14 sessions, but the pay schedules are broken into seven, kind of like seven chunks. So once the young person completes that first session, which would be our college admissions, they'll get paid $175. And then when they complete the 5E career day expiration, they'll get $150. And then when they complete financial literacy, they'll get $175. And then things start to shift at the fourth and the fifth I guess the fourth and the fifth pay scale or payday, because the digital literacy certification, they have to complete and show up to all 3 sessions before they can get the $300. And the same thing with the customer service certification. They have to complete all 6 sessions in order to get the 500. So if they miss a session, they got to find a way to make it up. If they don't complete one of the sessions at all and never make it up, they're not going to get that pay. All right. And we want to make sure that they're consistent. All right. This isn't like the summer where there was just tons of grace to get things done. Like, these certifications take time. We want to respect the vendors that are giving out this certification. And then, as you see, 6 and 7, once they complete those, they will get paid the $100 for those two. All right. Some of the information that we're going to ask our young people to complete on the day of is the W-9 document. We are not doing wages as we did in the summer with your 16 to 19-year-olds. It'd be a stipend that doesn't get taxed. So they'll do this form with us at very minimum. They need to know their social security number. All right. And we'll do this the first day. So please, please, please make sure that you are there on the first day. If you cannot make it on the first day, please communicate with us this week that you are not going to be able to make it. But we really, really, really need you there on that first day, or your payroll is probably going to get, one, you're going to miss the session. And then 2, your pay is going to be behind. All right. Until you get this documentation completed. What not to bring to work, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. These are immediate removals from our workforce accelerators: cigarettes, lighters, those vape pens, cannabis of any fashion, pocket knives or weapons, food outside of the program. Don't be door dashing or Grubhubbing. We do provide lunch, a hot lunch. We don't provide breakfast, but we do provide lunch every Saturday, okay? And no drugs and alcohol. All right. Families, I know some of these things may be appropriate in your homes, but please, please, please prepare your young person for the workplace. All right. Please don't have them coming in smelling like cigarettes or cannabis. I know oftentimes we've seen parents drop their kids off, and that may be what you do in your home. But please think about your young person's experience and the experience of other young people whose families may not partake in some of those activities. All right. So please respect the space. What not to wear to work. The main things for me as a university's dean is the inappropriate, slogans or language on t-shirts, the sagging of the pants, the short shorts, even the leggings. Ladies, we are not doing leggings. All right. That is we're not doing leggings. It's really not appropriate for a lot of workplaces because there's always some type of, you have to wear, another garment on top. And we just want to make sure that your young person doesn't have to think about what they have to wear. All right. No Crocs, no flip-flops, no bonnets, no do-rags. This is the workplace. No pajamas, no sweatpants or sweatsuits. Right. We're lax, but we're not that lax. So if you can just have them show up in, a pair of jeans with no holes, maybe some khakis, and just a basic t-shirt. Right. I know it's the fall time. So, you can have a hoodie on or a sweatshirt. That is totally fine. But we just want to make sure that we're preparing them for our work sites that we have relationships with that do have uniforms or dress codes. Okay. So please, 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 if you have a question, please reach out to us regarding any type of work attire. We will communicate to your student that their clothes are inappropriate for the day, and we will either have you come bring them clothes, or they will have to leave and then come back. And if they can't, then they'll just miss the session, and that'd be really unfortunate. All right. Our intervention grid is a 3-step process. It's a first warning, second warning, and then the third time we are looking to engage with the family and the student and our staff to figure out what we can do to make sure that these behaviors aren't being displayed any longer. And if we can't come to a solution, then we will make sure we find another program that may be a better fit. There are some things that are just automatic dismissal, as you'll see. We haven't had many issues with these type of behaviors, but we do have to make sure that everyone feels safe at our space. So there are some things that we're just not going to deal with, and they will be automatic dismissal and may position you when we are doing hand selected programs to be kind of red flagged and not be invited back. So please do not do anything that is going to get you automatically removed from our program. All right. And then lastly, we just want to make sure, as I mentioned at the beginning, that our parental and guardian engagement and involvement is at the top. All right. When our families are involved with our staff and their youth, there's better success. I just want to give a quick example. When we first launched this program post-pandemic, we had a goal of 80% retention. We only got about 59 to 60% of that. All right. And our parent engagement and involvement was not its best. All right. We really focused on that this past summer, and we crushed our 80% goal, and we crushed it by 13%. So we had a 93% retention rate. All right. That meant more students got paid. That means more families were able to benefit from the youth's potential earnings and contributions to the home. All right. And when we're able to spend more money and make sure that our youth are showing up each and every day, we can take that data back to our funders and let them know, like, hey, we need more resources, right? Which allow, and when we get more resources, we can do more programming, we can pay our students more, and we can do more cool events with our families. All right. So you being there doesn't just benefit your youth, just doesn't benefit our program. It benefits everyone involved. So that is that. Now this is your opportunity to ask any questions. If you need more information, please email us at WRTU@cul.org. But right now I'm going to ask you all, if you want to go ahead and drop in the chat your questions, we can answer them that way. Or if you want to unmute yourself, you can do that as well. And we'll get to ask some questions. Thank you all for sitting on this presentation, and ask away.